everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have some pretty breaking Disney Plus Marvel news, not just for Marvel, but inside and out and all across the board for Disney IPs. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know, and everything furthermore that we'd be anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Disney Plus announces their first ever TV channel specifically for Marvel and Star Wars movies and shows as well. It would essentially be acting as like this live stream on Disney Plus. Like they're pretty much reintroducing cable TV into the streaming world of things, which is honestly ridiculously funny. Yeah, let me know what you think about that all in the comments down below. But more about that is launching soon is a special brand new MCU and Star Wars centric focused channel specifically on Disney Plus. So it pretty much would be a live television cable, like, you know, actual like channel for Marvel projects and for Star Wars projects on the Disney Plus streamer. Disney Plus has more than earned a seat at the streaming service table since kicking off in late of 2019, boasting the entire Disney and Star Wars catalog and nearly all of Marvel's historic entries as well. And the House of Mouse's all-compassing streaming strategy has quite largely paid off, especially in the long run, and it only is going to continue to do so. So, it was previously reported in August of this year that Disney Plus actually had plans to break into the around-the-clock streaming market, and did not take them quite long to see those plans though, and we're now catching wind of more about that and how they're going to start live streaming of a channel, essentially a cable channel, onto Disney Plus for Marvel and Star Wars projects. So, Disney Plus has officially announced themselves over Bloomberg.com that they will be introducing 4 new always-on live streaming channels a little bit later this year, by the end of this year of 2024, in December probably. The official channel names as follow are Real Life, which will consist of documentaries and biopics, probably a lot of National Geographic content on there. Halo Stream, which seems to be something that's probably going to be changing with the seasons. Throwbacks, which is going to be nostalgic content from Disney projects from the early 2000s and from the 90s presumably. And the one that may garner some of the most interest, at least for us Marvel fans and Star Wars fans out there, is going to be Hits and Heroes. So the Hits and Heroes channel will include a wide variety of action-oriented movies and shows from Disney themselves, and 2 of their biggest flagship brands of Star Wars and Marvel, by which if you are a Star Wars fan, we do have our Star Wars channel linked in the description down below. It is also definitely worth noting that these action-oriented projects from Disney themselves isn't just Star Wars and Marvel. Like there may be a few extra ones that they'd be able to throw in there, maybe like the Phineas and Ferb Disney, Star Wars special or whatever. Other kind of action projects like that is something that they'd be able to throw under this IP or under this channel essentially. So let's talk about the catch of all of this. These channels will be only available to premium, no advertisement tier subscribers. That's the only way that you'd be able to get these channels, essentially, these live stream channels. So pretty much if you're a part of like the ESPN and Hulu package, that's what the premium package pretty much is. There's not going to be any commercials, it seems like though, however, for the time being, and that these contents are going to be refreshed on a monthly basis, much rather, as well. As I had mentioned, the Halo Stream one's probably going to be a very seasonal one, and something that will be changing with the season, so probably like holiday and Christmas stuff after Halloween, and moving on to that there as well. It also seems that this is kind of something that they'd be testing for the time being under the premium subscribers essentially, and that they'd probably trickle it down to like having just people with that normal, like what is it, like $8.99 or whatever, the base tier of Disney Plus, and will include ads into that like cable streaming live stream essentially. So it looks like that we are living in that timeline of where we're seeing cable coming back, but through the form of streaming channels, essentially streaming apps pretty much, which is pretty crazy to think about on that there as well. Also correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say that Disney is the first streamer to actually be doing this. I don't, Hulu, mind you, does have live cable television there as well, that there is under the Disney umbrella. Like, Disney owns Hulu, so other streamers like maybe HBO Max or Discovery or Paramount, if we could see live streaming channels coming to those streamers as well, is something that I think that we'll definitely see in the beginning of 2025. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. It hasn't been officially announced exactly which projects will be shown on Hits and Heroes channel specifically, but it's probably safe to say and assume that many popular MCU projects and Star Wars shows and hits like The Mandalorian will be a part of that lineup there as well. It's also worth noting, for any of those of you that may be confused, it isn't just projects that are on the Disney Plus streamer, like shows, like Disney Plus shows essentially, right? So they'd also be showing, theatrical things probably onto this channel here as well. And while I had also mentioned that they plan to do all of this by the end of this year, 2024, and we'll definitely see all of it up probably by December, around that time, so like the next 2 months, it was already early in September they've began their rollout. Disney Plus first dipped their toes into the 24/7 live streaming pond by and with launching their two first 24/7 channels, one focused on ABC News, and in what is surely a godsend for parents out there, another featuring Disney Junior shows. So, this all being said, let's discuss two sides of it. Could there be more Marvel and Star Wars channels could be on the way? One maybe specifically garnered just for Marvel, one garnered maybe just for Star Wars out there. And will this affect and change how they release new shows, essentially? Like right now we know that Agatha All Along, coming out actually this week, is going to be releasing on Tuesdays around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So instead of maybe doing something like that, like a flat release is what we'll call it, could they do maybe a live release onto these live streaming channels? I think is something very well that we could see, and something at the very least that they'd probably test out. Honestly, my own personal thoughts and opinions on that, I wouldn't like that necessarily. I'd like them to do and kind of keep it to a flat release, essentially. So, if Disney Plus Hits and Heroes channel shows a crop of Star Wars and Marvel stories kind of just mixed together, then what about dedicated individual channels for both of their properties? Currently, Disney hasn't given word on future live channels, just as an overall, but it stands to reason that if Hits and Heroes is successful, then Disney Plus may divvy up the franchises and plan material from both sides of the House of Ideas and A Galaxy Far, Far Away in their own separate silos as well. Both universes certainly have enough material to make such a thing viable as well. But hey, you guys let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I'm kind of shocked by this, as I had mentioned, seeing the streaming kind of cable world coming into the streaming world, essentially. If that makes sense, we're seeing cable come back, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, let me know what you guys all think in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the force be with you as always. Peace out.